What is the biggest misconception about feminine energy and what feminine energy is? You hear a lot of people say that it's like, oh, I received everything and I did nothing. That the biggest misconception that so many people have about feminine energy is that it is a lazy energy, right? That it is this energy of, I don't do anything and everything should work out for me, right? And that a lot of people, when they try to be in their feminine energy and they do nothing, right? They don't take any action, they don't pursue anything, they don't try to improve themselves or make a move or anything like that, they are disappointed because they haven't done anything and nothing has happened, right? So with feminine energy, it is an art of receiving, right? It is an art of receiving, relaxing, being calm, and allowing things to flow and work out for you, right? But it is not the energy of, I do absolutely nothing, right? Because you have to put your ask out there. You have to put the effort out there. What feminine energy is not is this desperate, clawing, striving, achieving energy, right? It is not this energy that is ruled by effort. Masculinity is ruled by effort. Masculinity is ruled by output. Feminine energy is this art of, I take the action, I take the initiative, I do the thing, right? But I allow the pieces to fall where they may, right? It's this relaxed approach to taking action. It is this relaxed approach to, I'm going to allow things to happen for me, right? This YouTube, for instance, if I were to say I want 1 million subscribers, but I didn't post any videos, it wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work. If I wanted to be a YouTuber, but I didn't put the effort out, right? I didn't improve my videos. I didn't create videos in the first place. I didn't improve my thumbnails. I didn't improve my titles. I didn't improve the content I was creating, then nothing would happen, right? Nothing would come of this desire that I have to be a YouTuber, to be a successful YouTuber, right? And so if you have this desire, yes, you have to put the effort out. You have to work. You have to do something, right? You have to take an action. But you do not have to operate out of this desperation, this striving energy, the more I work and the harder I work, then the more I should achieve. Because that is not necessarily the case when it comes to feminine energy. Whenever I think of feminine energy, I think of like old Hollywood actors. Like I'm thinking, actresses, excuse me. I'm thinking like Audrey Hepburn. Okay, Audrey Hepburn is like the picture of grace, of elegance, and feminine energy, right? I mean, you look at her and it's just like, oh, what a girl, what a woman, like, absolutely. Now, Audrey Hepburn, if you know anything about Audrey Hepburn's story, right? Audrey Hepburn, I mean, she had this tragic early life. I've read a whole book about her. I'm fascinated by Audrey Hepburn. If you have not read a book about Audrey Hepburn, I'm telling you, like, wow, what a woman. Like, seriously. Speaking of books, I have a little announcement to make. I started a book club. So we have a book club over on Patreon, and in there every month we are going to basically read through a book. I'm going to create a couple of videos that you guys can interact with and, watch and really go deep into the book, okay? We're going to be touching on topics about feminine energy, mindset, self-improvement, mindset shifts, and going over a lot of different techniques that will help you improve your life. I really wanted to create something that you guys could be a part of, that everybody could sort of have a community, right? We could build this community around a certain topic and that we could have discussion and that we can really go deep into this self-improvement journey together. And I found that reading books and, learning about what other people have to say and sort of applying different elements of what books have to offer to my life, I find that that is incredibly beneficial and incredibly growing, and it helps me tremendously. And so I really wanted to create a space where you guys could do that too, and where you guys could join me on my own journey and we could sort of do it together. So I will put the link to the Patreon down in the description box below. And the first book we are going to do is going to be called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Louise. So make sure you grab that book, whether it's on Amazon, whether you go to the library or whatever it is, make sure you grab that book, start reading it. I'm going to be releasing 2 videos every month for my Patreon members that are really going to go deep into these books, okay? We're going to have 2 parts and just going deep into the books. So if you would like to join the book club, then go ahead and click that link below and join today. But she had this early life that was tragic. That was, it was just riddled with horrible experiences. And all throughout her career, she worked hard, right? She worked very hard. She was devoted to mastering her art of acting, of dancing, of all of these things, and devoted to her work as, in charity and, giving back to the world and stuff like that. She was devoted to that, and she worked really hard at that, right? Yet, Audrey Hepburn, there is no denying that Audrey Hepburn was a feminine woman, was the, prime example of a feminine woman. Right? She had this aura about her that it was relaxed, right? She was comfortable in who she was. She was comfortable in what she knew and what she could do. She allowed people to do things for her. She allowed things to play out. She allowed herself to fall in love. She allowed herself to do this. She allowed herself to do that. She allowed things to happen for her. She never gave off this air of, I'm clawing for success. I'm begging for success. Give me the success. I must have the success, right? She was an artist. She lived her life in an artistic way. She allowed her life to flow. She allowed her career to flow and to open up for her, right? She was not desperate. And you can tell she is not desperate. There's other actresses out in the world today, or, probably even during that time period, that it's like, geez, you are begging for attention and you are begging for success and you're going to do anything to get there. Audrey Hepburn was not like that, right? And so you cannot deny that Audrey Hepburn was an incredibly feminine woman. And you can also not deny that Audrey Hepburn worked her butt off, right? She worked very hard. She worked very hard, and she did things that required a lot of effort, that required a lot of output. But she was not focused on the achieving portion of her life. She wasn't focused on, I have to achieve this. I have to strive for it. What did she do? Well, I want this to happen, so it happens, right? I put the effort out there. I allowed things to flow. I allowed things to come to me, right? She was very, everybody was attracted to her because, it's Audrey Hepburn for one thing, but she has this natural magnetism about her, right? And that is what really drew success in. It was not because she was forcing it to happen for herself. She worked hard, but she worked hard at something that she loved to do, something that she was super passionate about. Everything she did, you can tell she's very passionate about it. She loves it. She's, very into it. She's excited about it. She loves what she's doing. She's passionate. So she worked very hard at something that she was very passionate about, and that drew the success to her, right? Because people are magnetized to how naturally good at something she was, because she was passionate about it, because she worked hard about it. Right? It's this circle, right? I'm passionate about this. I work hard on it. People are drawn to my passion, and I work hard at it, so I'm really good at it, and people are drawn to that too, so success naturally comes to me, right? So it's this circle. And so when it comes to feminine energy, again, it is not a lazy energy. It is not a lazy energy. And I've touched on this in a previous video about feminine energy, is where feminine energy, the magnetism and the ability to receive with feminine energy is the fact that you are passionate about something, that you feel something. You are very attached and invested in something emotionally, right? It's not just this art of achieving and striving because that's what people tell you to do, and that's what, that's the best and most logical decision. Feminine energy is, I adore this. I adore doing this. I adore being this. This is just who I am in my purest form. And when you are passionate about something, when you are just so authentic and completely aligned with yourself, and you're doing something that is completely aligned with who you are, then that is what draws people in. That is what draws success to you, because people want more of what you are. People want more of that passion that you are radiating, right? People are attracted to your passion. People want to be a part of your passion because you're on fire for it. You're on fire for whatever it is that you desire in your life. You are absolutely enthralled with it. And when you are in your feminine energy, you are just pouring yourself out, right? You're pouring yourself out. You're putting in a lot of effort, but it feels effortless because you love it, right? Doing these YouTube videos for me is very easy. It's incredibly easy for me to do YouTube, right? Because I love it. I love it so much. And it doesn't matter what gets in my way or what stands in my way or what people think about me or what people say about me or it doesn't matter to me because I love it. I just love creating this content and talking about these topics and, doing these videos, creating these videos. I love every aspect of YouTube. And so I'm putting in a lot of work and I'm putting in a lot of effort in these YouTube videos, but it feels very easy for me because I'm doing something that I'm so passionate about. Now, when I was in college, and I was going to college for accounting and finance, and what's the goal here? Well, cutthroat career, climb the corporate ladder, be the best in your class, be the best at this, be the best at this. It was very striving. Now, I hated my major, okay? But I still felt like I had to prove myself and like I had to strive. Now, I hated it. So was it effortless? No, it was not effortless. I had to force myself to do what I needed to do in order to pass my classes because I hated it. I hated it so much. And so that is the difference between, working in your feminine energy and being, putting in the effort in your feminine energy and putting in the effort in your masculine energy is where it's masculine energy, it's not necessarily about whether or not you like what you're doing. It is about the achieving. It is about the getting. It is about the effort and the output and the results and the logic. Whereas feminine energy, it's very much so, I love this, I'm passionate about this, and I'm pouring myself out for this, and it works out because I'm so, engaged with it, and I'm in love with it, and I'm so passionate about it. And so that is the major misconception about feminine energy, is that it is a lazy energy. Feminine energy is not lazy, okay? Feminine energy is not, oh yeah, I sit on a beach and everything just works out for me. That is not feminine energy. Feminine energy is not, I put on a really pretty dress and wear my stilettos and get a blowout every week. That is not feminine energy, okay? Feminine energy is how you operate and what you are engaged with and how you are engaging with life around you, right? If you're doing things that you don't like to do and you're doing things and pursuing things that you hate, it is not you're not going to get that effortless receiving that you desire, right? The effortless receiving comes from the fact that you are so passionate about something, people see your passion and people are drawn to your passion, but it's also just easy because you're passionate about it. And so that is the major misconception about feminine energy. And I'm sure there's many more, right? Feminine energy is weak, feminine energy is this, blah, 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 right? There's tons of them. But this is a major one that I see a lot of people doing is where it's oh, I don't have to do anything, right? And everybody just loves me. That is not feminine energy at all, right? That is not what it is. And so I really wanted to create this video just to sort of clear that up. And, that is something that I've had to get through my head too, right? You sort of get into feminine energy and it's oh, wow, it's the effortless energy. And then you sort of learn a little bit more about it and it's oh, okay, I still need to put the work in, right? I completely get it. Don't worry. If you are interested in learning more about feminine energy and how feminine energy can sort of help you in your everyday life, then check out one of these videos right here. The top video is all about feminine energy and how it can help you overcome self-sabotage and fight self-sabotage, basically. And then the second one is basically a femininity masterclass, and in that I really just go in depth about what feminine energy is and touch on a lot of the topics that we talked about here today in this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys oh so very much, and until we meet again, so long.